Okay, so for the past 2 days at home, you have been doing lesson one. So you basically did lesson one on your own. So I want to just very quickly kind of review what it is that you should have gotten out of that lesson. The first thing is that Dr. Danella Flores is the person that is leading our learning for this unit, and she is the lead chemist at the Universal Space Agency. We are moving on to physical science. We're done with earth science. And in this particular unit, we are talking about this moon over here next to Saturn. So we're talking about the moon of Saturn called Titan. And we have this satellite that's been orbiting Saturn, and it's been taking pictures of Titan. And when we look at the pictures of Titan between 2007 and 2009, we can see that that blue circled area was dark in 2007, and now in 2009, it's much lighter. So we're trying to figure out what happened to the liquid in Titan's lake. Okay, so what happened to it? Did it disappear? Did it go away? Did it absorb into the ground? What happened to the liquid? And we narrowed it down to two claims. Either the lake froze or the lake evaporated. In both cases, those probes would have taken pictures from above. Remember, these are cross sections, but our picture from above would have shown a different color if the lake froze. And here, it would have, this would have changed color from the first picture because the first picture was much darker. And in the second one, we then would be just looking at the surface of Titan as well if the water had evaporated. So both of those processes, freezing and evaporating, are types of phase changes. So we were trying to figure out, this is the investigation question we're currently working on, how does the appearance of a substance change when it changes phase? So if the appearance of that lake changed, it was really dark and now it's light colored, if we want to figure out whether it froze or evaporated, what do those phase changes look like? What does the appearance of the substance look like? So the first vocab word was phase, which is a noticeably different form or state of the same substance. These are our four phase changes. We have melting, freezing, evaporation, and condensation. Melting, easy, solid to liquid, right? Think of an ice cube. Liquid to solid, freezing. You put water in the freezer, freezing. When water changes to a gas, that's called evaporation. And when a gas changes back to a liquid, that's called condensation. And that's similar to what you learned last year in your weather unit with the parcels of air that rose, remember, and they created the rain. Clouds form because of condensation. So we're going to learn more about that process this year. Come on. Why am I going backwards? All right, so then you had to do this activity here. So you wanted to open up the document and you wanted to choose one of the videos that were from lesson 1.1. This was lesson 1.2, so this was yesterday. You wanted to pick one of these videos and you wanted to try to describe more precisely how the substance changed in that video. So a sentence or two about what it looked like before, a sentence or two what it looked like after, and then just highlight the video and the phase change that occurred. All of them, the phase change that occurred was in the title of the video. So you should have gotten that one pretty easily. If you haven't submitted this assignment, you need to do so. Okay? It is going to receive some points. So some key concepts from 1.2, a solid holds its shape. It does not take the shape of its container. So when you see a solid like the desk, it holds its shape like that forever. Okay? It doesn't take the shape of the room. It doesn't fall down into a puddle. Solids hold their shape. If I put the desk in a different room, it's still going to be that shape. If I put the desk in a box, it's still going to be that shape. Solids do not change their shape. A gas has no visible shape, and it fills its container. So right now, you can't see the oxygen in the room. The oxygen in the room is zooming all around. Gases move super fast. We'll talk more about that. But it's zooming all around the room. So the oxygen is taking the shape of the room. It's like a square shape. And it's filling the room. But if I take the oxygen and I try to catch it, I have oxygen in my hand now, believe it or not. It's now taking the shape of my hands, and it's filling my hands. It's filling my container. So gases have no visible shape. You can't see their shape. And they fill their containers. Okay? So they take the shape of their containers, even though you can't see them. A liquid flows and can take the shape of its container. So if I take Nathan's water bottle there and I dump the water out on the floor, okay, it's going to be a puddle on the floor. It's not going to be the shape of the water bottle anymore. Okay, so liquid flows, we know, and it takes the shape of its container. And then you ended lesson 1.2 by learning a little bit more about Titan and thinking about how those facts about Titan can help you to understand what might be happening to Titan's lake. Specifically, it talked about the atmosphere and how the methane is found in both the atmosphere and in those lakes, and that there were seasons on Titan. Even though it's very, very cold, there's still seasons. So those were two concepts that you kind of want to keep in the back of your mind. Does anybody have questions about lesson 1? All right, let's go to Google Classroom then and open up lesson 2.1.